just going live on YouTube. Jabu, good morning. So we're just going to focus. Don't normally go live through Asian session, but just wanted to do a live session today after FOMC last night. See if we can capture some movement as between sort of like 1 and 3 a.m. UK time. Usually getting some decent moves through the Asian session. So we're going to take a look at potentially um, looking for buys above 39, 38, 50. So buys above 38, 39.5. Now, sells, we're going to watch. Got 2 minutes left of this candle. If this candle closes below this zone, we're going to look to get short below this candle. So let's change screens just in case. YouTube, good morning. Morning Vic, morning Anna. So if we're going to look to potentially get short, what's going on? There we go. Oops. Apply. There we go. Okay, let me just sort out. So I got a bit of a sore throat this morning, so excuse me if I keep swallowing. Okay, 1 minute left for the candle to close. It's looking good. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to wait for a wick up. Get a wick up, I'm going to sell. Just need this to move higher. Ah, come on. Need a top wick. Now, the reason I want a top wick is if you think of a bow and arrow, in order to project the arrow forward, you need to pull the bow back. So essentially, we want the price to push up, track sellers to push the price back down. No, it's going without us, guys. It's going without us. So, listen, the thing about being price action trader, as long as you've got a playbook at hand, so rules. So look, I will share with you my rules. So text, breakout short. So let me just copy text. See if it all fit in. No, it doesn't. Okay. Cancel. Okay, so there's not a lot we can do about this. If it's going to go without us, it's going to go without us. Yeah, good morning, guys, on TikTok. Yeah, I always expect thinner numbers through the Asian session. Oh, what's this? Ian, do I have a link? 1 second, guys. gold M5. No. So we can look for false breaks. If so, false break setup will be coming into play if we get a close back above the level, and then what we can look for. Oh, sorry guys. 2 a.m. What is it? 3 a.m. here in the UK. So daily. Oh, hold on. We're just about to break yesterday's low. All right, according to this broker, we did. So what have we got into here? $30. Okay, so I want to find ways to potentially get short again if we can break the low of yesterday. Okay, so buys cancel. So we're going to look for buys above here, and that'll give us a 180 pip range. But based off the higher time frame, I'm not sure I see that happening. I want to be looking for sells on the basis that the daily has created a top wick. That daily's created a top wick. We're breaking yesterday's low. I expect that wick to pretty much get filled. The question is, how can we? Yeah, lower time frame, we're going to look for a BPC. So I want to see this market just pull up a bit, and then we'll look for sells to continue to move lower. No video for you. What do you mean, Frankie? No video. Someone, Frankie, give us a clue what you mean by no video. Uh, Slinky Dog, good morning. Peanut, good evening. Oscar, good morning. Um, Callum, good morning. All right, Frankie, I don't know what you mean by there's no video. Andy Mackin, good morning. Henry Wang, Lauren, good morning. So, okay, we're gonna look for price to. Oh, dear me. What's going on here? Yeah, exactly. What is going on here? What are we doing up at this time? Trying to catch a gold move. So, daily chart is suggesting we want to move lower. So I'm looking for a lower time frame to pull back up, create a resistance, and then look to sell. Don't you believe that gold has to push up to previous resistance before it? No, no. For me, gold just has to create a new resistance, whether that's previous resistance or a lower resistance, then so be it. Yeah? Just remember, price will tell you where resistance is as soon as you see a shift from buyers to sellers or sellers to buyers. If it comes back to a previous level, then fine. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So trade Yeah, 3 a.m. How far do you think it will sell down to? Um, I've no idea. Um, and to be fair, guys, this is what I say to a lot of people. Um, the way that I trade, based on structure and price, you know, price will generally never get to my desired target because of the way that I manage. I always manage the trade based on price action, which means that I'm locking in profit and scaling out quickly. That in order for it to, let's say, get to my desired final exit, it would have to move in a linear, a straight line to get there, which we know markets never do that. So if I'm getting 30 to 100 pips, I'm over the moon. You know, previous to these crazy gold conditions, a good trade might be 50 pips, but now a normal trade is like 100 pips at the minute. Not dissimilar, yeah, not dissimilar. Yeah, uh, old Raja is very, very good, and he is definitely. I used to be a swing trader, and I definitely picked up a lot of things from him and a few other people. Incorporated my own stuff. So yeah, he's never take that away from someone like that. Larry Williams is someone I took taken a lot of information from, applied a lot of his mechanical stuff. Gold plus magic keys. I know it's def price action. Yeah. Well, I couldn't trade like this without magic keys. Most of my members use Trade Assistant or Dane's Trades, but essentially they're all the same. They're all the same. They've all got the same back end when you click into this bit and then you go to the inputs, they're all pretty much the same. So it's the same back end. Um, I sort of did the same thing to be fair. Ah, nice one. Master FX. Yeah, I've been trading since 2009. And in 2020, when COVID came and Trump came for the first time, it just absolutely killed my style of trading. And I lost all patience with trading, so I had to change something. And basically, that's what happened. I changed the way that I traded. So, and because of the moves at the minute in the market, I can go down to a 5 minute chart. Now, that's something that I've never done. 15 minute, 30 minute, that was me. But because the candles are so much bigger on a 5 minute chart due to the volatility in the markets, I can drop down. Um, Master FX, I started trading in 2021. Yeah, I mean, look, you could say I started trading in 2020 again, based on the fact that I completely changed the way that I started trading. The only thing that you can't take away from 2009 to 2020 is the experience, different types of mindset that I've accrued, different knowledge I've accrued from different mentors, Julian McCree, Andrew Brody, both institutional traders, one for Bank of Nomura, one for Fidelity. Larry Williams, more of a retail educator. So all these different sort of people that I've worked with over the years have all had some kind of influence on the way that I approach the market. Callum, I got to head to sleep. Catch you for NY tomorrow if you like. Yeah, no worries, Callum. See you tomorrow. Um, see you later today. Uh, yeah, well, main thing is you're creating a process, and if you create a process, you want to make it as black and white as possible. No gray areas, because then if there's no gray areas, you can't um let dopamine, you can't let the emotional side of trading take over and make you do stupid things. Good morning, Lola. So, bit of a slow start at the minute, but I'll stick around till about 4 a.m. See if we can catch something. If not, I'll be live streaming with members at 7 a.m. and then I'll be back on TikTok and YouTube at 1 p.m. today. Did I just see, is Iceman in here this morning? What's he doing up at this time? Don't. Alright. NASDAQ still continues to push higher. I don't like the NASDAQ yet. I need to see a correction before I'm going to start trading the NASDAQ. Morning, morning, Chris. What are you doing awake? Oh, I suppose it's. Oh no, it's still 4:15 over on the Riviera. Either you're still out partying, or you you're an early bird. So not liking this. DAX is off my radar at the minute. There's nothing for me to do with the DAX. You know what, guys? What I'm gonna do is, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna go and grab a coffee. So just hold fire. You know, coffee. Be back in 3 minutes. So, guys, I'm just gonna grab a quick coffee. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Now, if the markets drop, just give me a quick shout. I'll be through. Be a couple of minutes, guys. Hey guys, apologies. Just I had to go and get myself a quick coffee, and be as quiet as possible without waking up the rest of the family. because that would definitely be the end of my day if I did that. So who else is having to tiptoe around their house so they don't wake up the rest of the family? Okay, so gold. Bias for the day right now is short based on the daily chart. Let's go back to the daily chart. Short term daily chart is, oh dear me, sorry. Oh dear me. Okay, so what we're seeing, predominant downrange candles. Yesterday was an uprange candle with a downrange with a bearish close. Today we've created a top wick so far. Oh god, needed tissue. Sorry. Right, sorry about that, guys. We'll get there. So yeah, as I was saying, we are in a daily correction at the minute, and until I see something that is going to change the current structure to start moving back into the predominant trend, my bias is going to be short. Now, today, obviously, we're still very, very much at the beginning of today's trading, but we've pushed higher and we've broken the low yesterday. Now, obviously, we've only just pierced the low, and because we've broken the low, I would kind of expect us to come down and fill some part of this wick. Maybe not all of it, but at least come down into here. We could continue to move a lot lower. When we drop down to the 4 hour, we've got an uprange candle with, downrange candle with a bullish close. Right now, if this candle, yes, we've broken the high, but I potentially expect it to break the low now and continue down to this. Thank you, Slinky, for sharing the video. I'd expect it to come down, test this support level down here at 3,900 even handle. Looking at the hourly support, price is broken and close through it. Now we were going to look for sells underneath here on the open. If price pushed up first, it didn't. It just broke the lows and then pushed up. So I had zero interest in just trading it as a naked close. But as soon as it breaks the lows without creating a top wick, I'm not interested. 30-minute, we can see same thing happening. Price is pushed down. Now we're going up. So this is where I'd be looking for my BBD style of trade. So I need to see at least 2 uprange candles followed by a bearish candle to get short. 15-minute, nothing there. 5-minute, okay. So we've got our uprange candles. We've got 3 of them. If I get a bearish candle now, here, next candle, if it creates a top wick, I can sell the low of this candle. So we've got 3 minutes to wait. So this will be a BPC trade. And if we look at the lows of this candle down to here, we've got 80 pips. Perfect. So how do I feel about gold, especially with Fed rate cut, pessimistic look on December Fed rate cut? I don't care about fundamentals, to be fair, because to have an opinion on the fundamental side of it, you're then going to start you've got to then count and feel about, right, how are they positioned? Because ultimately, good data, bad data, will potentially lead to a certain outcome. But that outcome is then going to be based on how the market positioned ahead of that data. Now, if institutions are expecting the market to be more bearish or more bullish than the data is suggesting, then good data could have a negative impact on the market and bad data could have a positive impact. So I'll just take what I see from price, and if the market switches its opinion, then it's going to break structure. So I'll just trade according to what I see. Because the problem with when you try and think too much, you're then adding emotion and you're trying to create something that isn't fact. Candles will give me fact. Remember, the only thing, if you're trying to trade based on fundamentals, the the truth of the fundamentals will come out in price. When I try and bring in things like, what do I think about the rate cut? How, the closest thing you're going to know to how institutions feel about a rate cut is if you go into Bloomberg, you look at the statistics of what the institutional traders are saying and say, well, there's a 75% chance of a rate cut, there's a 60% chance. But how does that fare to what they previously thought? What do they think is going to happen in December? Who cares? I'm trading now. I'm trading now. And I'll get my opinion based on the processes that I have in place, which is an if done process. So if this happens, I do this. If that happens, I do this. There's no gray areas. Okay? And that's not me being uh, ignorant to fundamentals. It's me telling you, even if I had an opinion, it's not going to change the way that I would look at the market because I look at it based on a process that I've developed on price action. Yeah, so look, when I used to trade swing style and I would be using commitment of traders report and seasonality, then I would look at try. I'm gonna get short underneath here, guys. Did I create enough for top wick? 4 pips. What's the low? 28.94. What's going on there? All right, now we're getting a top wick. 39, 32.50. I can't see. And 39.21. Now, so pending order that's gone in here, guys. Okay, um, is because this candle here, slight bearish close. I don't mind that this candle's taken out the highs. In order for me to trigger, this candle then has to completely reverse and form an outside candle or engulfing candle, whatever you want to call it. Now, I will put in partial TPs as soon as it triggers because my magic keys isn't working properly at the minute. So if I was to place my partial TPs now, as soon as it triggers, it cancels my partial TPs. So it's a bit of a Dusky, thanks for the follow. Zeno, thanks for the follow. Um, yeah, so we'll see. Now, if this candle closes bullish, I cancel the order because this is the, let me pull up the rule book for this one. So this is what we're looking for, guys. So we've had our uprange candles, and this was a weak visibility. TikTok is just a so every day I'm getting bloody pop-ups on TikTok saying poor visibility, and then what is this? Sorry, what is this pathetic pop-up? You keep ruining my live stream. Please. Every time. Poor visibility. How do you have poor visibility? It's impossible. So that's what we're looking for. We've got 5 minutes left. Price can still break this low, and if it does, then fantastic. If it keeps pushing higher, then we wait for our next seller candle to form. If a seller candle forms and then we get a wick up, we'll place a sell stop underneath the low of that one. So you've got 2 minutes left for this to potentially trigger. If it doesn't trigger in these 2 minutes, I cancel the order. Because one thing to remember, guys, whenever you're where's it gone? If you're ever Van Dam, good morning. I said good afternoon because I always do US live streams. Now remember, there's only 4 types of candles. You got downrange, uprange, inside, and outside. That's it. So when you know there's only 4 types of candles, the only other variable from that is how the candle closes. Right, so let's get rid of this now. It's closed bullish. Right, now we need to wait another 5 minutes for a bearish candle close. Throw away 12211. Thank you for sharing the live. Much appreciated. Now, if we are going to look for buys, we need a change of structure, which is why we're going to look for above this grey zone. But if we're going to look for sells, I need to see sellers come back in before we get a close above this price on this time frame. Okay, so nice and steady. We don't need to chase anything. Ooh. Now, guys, I'm just gonna take a buy here actually. 1 second. Damn it. 33. I'm a bit late. I'm a bit late. I was too busy looking at the lower time frame. We've got a false break set up. How much have I missed it by? 6 pips. Too much. Ah, okay, so there was a false break set up. We could have looked at this. So that's my bad, guys. That's my bad. If we look, we've got close below. Next candle closes back above the structure. It would have. It would have. I don't think you'd have. Yeah, you'd have hit first TPs 20 pips. So never mind. Never mind. You can't lose anything not being in a trade. So we're we're gonna wait for longs above here, even though technically that was a setup. Let's see if we get that rotation. I'm favoring the shorts, as I said, based on daily price action, but there was an opportunity there to nick 20 pips. See if we can get that seller candle. Um, Thanks for sharing the live, guys. Much appreciated. 3:30, appeal approved. I don't know why they keep apologizing. Anyone, Mr. Consistency, good name, especially for this industry. Okay, so we're going to look for, if we get a close above here, guys, we'll look for potential buys to run up into this area. If we get a seller candle, we're going to look for BPC shorts to trade back down into this area. Okay, so right now, bias is short. We're looking for opportunities to trade back into trend-based move. We just need a seller candle to come into play. I won't be trading short until we get confirmation. And I think that's probably where a lot of people go wrong. They always want to try and jump into the market ahead of time. If you just wait for confirmation, one more candle, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? You don't get a trade. That'd be the worst thing. At least it's better than not blowing the account or taking a big loss. Always think about pilots. I'd rather be a pilot on the floor, wishing I was in the air, than a pilot in the air, wishing I was on the floor. And that's the same as trading. You don't want to be in a trade that you don't know how to get out of. We've been there, I've been there, and it's a horrible position. Yeah, it's slow session, guys. Slow session. Apologies, but there's not a lot we can do. Yeah, sit tight, guys. We're not going to force anything. Won't be trade. Magix, I saw you trading currency pairs in your earlier streams. What made you change to gold, DAX, and so day trading? I used to trade pound yen. I've never traded anything else, but I just stopped trading yen pairs on the basis that the yen was all over the place. The charts were horrendous. It would consolidate for ages, then it would just have a silly move one way, and then it would consolidate, and then it'd have another silly move. So I don't like that. I've always traded gold and NASDAQ, and then I swapped pound yen for the DAX because the DAX is a similar price to the NASDAQ, being in the 20,000s. So if you look now, NASDAQ obviously it's jumped higher than the DAX. It's at 26,000. The DAX is at 24,000. So it just means that they move similar in terms of volatility, the number of pips, and the spreads are very, very similar. So I'm not having to change my system in terms of how I scale out, how I manage trades and things like that. Whereas if I was to take in a different market, there's a different pricing point and different volatility moves, then you have to, it's like people say to me, why don't I trade Bitcoin? Um, because I don't know what lot size to trade. I don't know where I should be putting my first take profits. So that's work in progress. I will look at that at some point, but ultimately, when you look at things like Bitcoin, the brokers have much higher spreads on those markets. So your cost initially before you actually make any profit is bigger, but the volatility is there as well. So, where the spreads are bigger, you get the extra volatility. So, they kind of go hand in hand. You just gotta wait until you have a system that works. So right now, for me, it's just DAX, gold, and NASDAQ. And unfortunately, the DAX is written off at the minute. There's no trades. I don't like the chart, so I can't trade the DAX at the minute. So if we just look at the DAX, if you just look at the DAX, that's the daily chart. Okay. And you just look at when you're getting directional moves like these, that's fine. And then pullback, that's fine. But when it's just small body, wick down, wick up, small body, wick down, small body, big move up, wick down, wick down, wick down, wick up, small body, wick up, wick down. Even on the lower time frames, yeah, there's no sort of clarity for trading. So I'd rather just let it do whatever it's going to do over the next weeks, 2 weeks. All we need is like a directional move. And once you get a directional move, then we can trade. So underneath here down to here, you got 100 points. That'd be something I could look at trading into. Maybe if we have a directional move here, um, we could look at some sort of range trade to trade it back up. But okay, so we're getting close to an area of interest now. The question is, how is it going to pan out here? So on today's live stream, guys, I'm going to be live for about another 20 minutes, and then I'm going to jump off. If this candle closes bearish, so we've got 5 minutes left. If this candle closes bearish like this, the next candle wicks up, I'll be selling the low of this candle. So we've got 4 minutes to wait. So 3.5 minutes. Yeah, a lot can change in 3.5 minutes. We could have a huge candle and it could leave us no range to trade with. And if that's the case, then we don't trade. If we get a nice candle like this, then we're going to get opportunity. Hmm. 3 minutes. 2.5 minutes, more like. So just gotta wait for this candle to close, guys. Oh my days. Low visibility again. What's going on? Ah, right. Another TikTok pop-up saying low visibility. It's driving me nuts. I just said to him, if these pop-ups keep happening, I'm just going to send everyone to YouTube. So guys, if you do like being on the stream, there are no breaks and no silly pop-ups on YouTube. So you can follow me at Mark Owen Concepts on YouTube. Okay, 1 minute to go. All we need is a wick up. 1 minute, 40 seconds. Now, it's a little bit of a bigger move than I'd like on that 5 minute candle, but that's the low. 31.53. That's okay. 12 seconds. So if the next candle opens and pushes higher, I'm going to place a sell stop underneath the low of this candle. Push up. If it just breaks the lows, I don't place the order. Yeah, 5 and 15 both setting up. And there we go. All right, orders in. See if it can come down. Now, I'll be placing TPs once it triggers. So look, my partial TP and just put it in at 25 pips. Now, you watch as it triggers. If it triggers, it's probably there. There we go. Okay, so TP's in. Let's see. We are now live. Drop in. So we let it do its thing now. Blue note, yeah, we're live. We're short on gold. Not an ideal start. Triggered in and just reversed. But waited all this time. Least it can do is drop for us now. What's that? 39.34. Are you waiting for an entry? I'm already in. I got triggered. This tells me I'm 22 pips offside. The orange numbers means I'm losing. Blue numbers means it's positive. Sells. We sold underneath the low of this candle. So on the 5 minute, market rotated, came down, gave us a bearish candle. Next candle pushed up. As it pushed up, we sold underneath the low. Uh, where is it? So that is effectively what we've waited for. Okay, and that's the setup that we've waited for. And that's what we're looking to follow on. So let's see if it does its thing. Stop loss is above the high of the candle. TP is all the way down here at the bottom wick. We've got 25 pips first take profit. Now, because it started to move in our favor, we can obviously we've not secured anything yet, but oh, where's magic keys? Okay, so let's bring that down a bit. Reduce risk. Mm, 10 minutes. What's the So now we just got to wait for the market to do its thing. Don't get greedy, don't get impatient. Your TP is at 39.23. Yeah, fine. That's a good place to have it. Yeah, just above this structure. That's fine. I've got some TPs up here at 28.30 and 24.90. But it needs to drop first. Now, one thing I don't like about this candle right now is it broke the low first and then pushing up. So we'll see. 15 still looks alright, but it's not looking too clever now, guys. But you never know. If it takes out the high, we're out of the trade. And there we go, we're gone. Right, update stats. Let's change. So 1 second, guys, just need to update my stats. Results. We have hit double figures for losses now. That's 10. 10 losses. There we go. So 47 wins, 10 losses, 11 break evens. Was I gonna get to break even then? No, because it didn't even get 10 pips in profit. I got about 8 pips in profit, I think, maximum. Um, so yeah, there was no trade management to do. Yeah, no. So right now, nothing to do. If there's going to be anything now, if you get a 15-minute candle close above here, so now my cells are kind of, even though the bias based on the daily is still short, um, there's not a lot I can do in this region now. Yeah, so if this candle stays bullish, which it looks like it will do because you've only got what 40 seconds left, you've now got a new support level formed on the 5 minute, and this could be a bit of a FU moment, but 18 seconds. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. So you got a new support level. So if you want to trade this continuation back down, you're gonna have to wait for a candle closure below this support level. Which we still have what 90 pips below. So you got range to trade with nice clear traffic, and to the upside you've got if you get a candle close above 190 points. So you've got loads of room either side. Just got to wait for the market. um, uh, yeah, so I've missed so much sell orders. I'm currently on observation mode till I find a trade worth taking. Mr. Behave Yourself, good name. Um, well, I would take that trade every day of the week. It meets my rules, which, as I told you, um, the one thing that I see people get too het up about is taking losses. Um, if you're a trader, guys, a loss is just a business expense. Now, if you're taking losses based on the fact that you're gambling, there's no process in place, you're just looking at the market and going, all right, this looks good because it's moving up, or this looks good because it's moving down, then you're not in a great place to be trading. I'd say stop, find a process. If you are then, I don't know, for example, this is the setup we just traded. This setup works for me. I have a success rate of around 75 to 82%. So I know it works. Um, but I also know there's a 25 to 18% chance that I'm going to have a loss as well. So it's how do I make those losses as small as possible? Well, the losses, originally the stop loss was up here. We moved it down to this one, then we moved it down to this one. So we saved, in terms of pips, saved about 40 pips of risk. Yeah. Yeah, you can't hate on people. Why would you hate on people because they've got a different view to you? That's what makes the world move around, right? And the problem is on social media and TikTok and whatever, you got all these keyboard warriors that just want to jump down people's throats, and yet they don't have the balls or the audacity. They don't have the ability to go live and share their trades and their ideas, why they do it, because they just want to sit there and hide behind a screen and trash talk other people. Whereas, if they've actually got something worth talking about and a system worth sharing, they'd go live, they'd help other people. Yeah, I do it for multiple reasons. I do it because one, the more I go live, the more disciplined I am. Two, it's a shop window. So for those people that like it, they can then come and join my community, which is a paid membership. Yeah, so there's multiple reasons why I do it. And three, people get to see me trade live, and hopefully they can get consistency by seeing and picking up some rules that I do. So that's me being totally transparent, guys. There's there's many reasons why I go live. I trade at the times that I do based on the fact that these are times that I'll trade. Now, Asia session, I'll do it once a week. The rest of the time, I'm pre-London and pre-US. So, all right, guys. So higher time frame now. I think maybe for uh, London, we can look for BPC trade. So I'm just going to wait for it to push a little bit higher. I'm going to go get some more rest now. I'm not going to stick around. Go and get another 2.5 hours sleep, and I'll come back live stream for the members at 7 a.m. Potential, yeah. If that closes above here on the 15, yeah, you've got that's closed above actually. They keep moving without a wick. See, if we'd have had a wick down there, we could have traded this long. But we can be a little bit more patient. We can wait for the 5 minute candle. Yeah, well, my one of one of my mentors, Larry Williams, he said the best book you'll ever read is the one you write yourself. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to watch this 5 minute candle because there is potentially a setup here. So if it closes above, then we get a wick down, we can buy the high. So I'll just watch this one. If we get close above, I will be placing a buy stop. So we've got 4 minutes to wait. Elite Motion, good morning. If we don't get a close above, that's it. I'm done until live stream for members at 7 a.m. Yeah, if you just joined, guys, we've taken one trade on gold. We just had a loss, about 27 pips, I think it was. Uh, we were looking for this trade here to continue with. The daily move. Um, but as you can see, it moved. I think we got about 8 pips in profit. Nothing significant. Not enough to get to break even anyway. Um, yeah, so now we're looking for a potential breakout trade. We've got to see if we can get a close above. We've got about 2 minutes and 4 seconds left of this candle. What's this? Donald Trump to begin nuclear weapons testing in direct challenge to Putin. Okay, so look at this. This is why I always wait for candles to close. 1 minute. Well, if these guys are all going to go to head testing nuclear weapons, we don't really need to be focusing too much on the charts because there'll be bloody nothing left of the world. Hey, Cat, good morning. Okay, we could have. Okay, false break. Keep sucking me in with these. This is this is uh this is what happened last time I traded the Asian session. It kept keeping me on a hook with price at a certain point, and then I ended up staying awake right through until the bloody London Open. I know, no wiki either. I think this is where I just call it a day. Otherwise, I'm going to sit here and stare at the charts. See what. Yeah. Okay. Uh, I'm not going to be able to stay awake, but if we get the setup on the 30-minute, so bearish candle close, see higher time frame, I am bearish, but I need to see a bearish close on 15 or the 30 in order to then look for a wick up and sell the lows. Yeah, all right, guys. So listen, this could be this could continue to push up for the next hour or so. So I'm gonna call it a day now. I'll be back at 7 a.m. for members. Everyone else, I'll be doing live stream again at 1 p.m. UK time, so in 9 hours, guys. In 9 hours, I'll be back. Okay, so guys, sorry about that. One trade, one loss. Nothing to write home about this morning, but we'll be back. Stats are on our side. We'll come back and we'll grab some more pips later. All right, guys. Cheers, guys. Take care.